Okay, so this is section 7.4. We're going to be using the properties of logarithms to solve and simplify expressions. I just want to go over a few things in this section. We have a shorter assignment here, and so I just want to point you to the things that are important. So here are a few examples, but this is what I want to look at. So here's a table, the properties of logarithms. Log of a given base, a. If you're multiplying two terms, you can separate those with addition. It's kind of the opposite of, or similar to, the properties of exponents. When you're multiplying two things with the same base, you add the exponents. So if you recall properties of exponents, it might be easier to kind of remember these. They're very similar and very related. Okay, so now if we're dividing, we have a log, same base, and we're dividing what we're taking the log of. They can be rewritten as subtraction, and again, similar to properties of exponents. If we were dividing, we would subtract those exponents. And then if we have a log with a number raised to a power, or something raised to a power, we can take that power, bring it down front, and multiply it to the front of that log. So these are the properties that we're going to be using. They kind of go over some proofs and show you again using those properties of exponents right here, showing you that they're equal, and they show you some common mistakes here. So do look at those. Alright, so they give you a few examples. Let's skip over those. I'll just show you some in practice. And then change of base formula is also important, so they kind of go through the proof here. But basically you can rewrite a log. So I would ignore this left side and say if we had log base 2 of 9, you can take that base, raise it to some unknown power, and set it equal to the number that you're taking the log of, 9. So this is how you can change that equation. And then if you take the log of both sides and then use properties of exponents to bring that power down, or properties of logs to bring that power down, and then divide by ln of 2, you end up with this expression. So down here they show you the change of base. If you're taking the log of some number that you don't know, you have a base, you have what you're taking the log of, you just write log of that big number divided by log of the base, and then the a is just base 10. It could be any number. So they have to be positive, that is, I'm sorry, the bases have to be positive. Okay, so those are the main things I think we're going to be using. They show you a few examples here. I think they even show a Richter scale equation, which we won't do any problems like that, but just to point it out in case you do see one future reference. Logs can be used to kind of measure or classify earthquakes, the intensity of them. So they do have some application. And then you have another decibel scale. We won't probably use any like this either. Alright, let's get started.